Right, good morning everyone. Have you ever made a £1,000 mistake? Well, I have. Oh dear. Right, so remember the last Hyundai Santa Fe video I done, I said it's low pressure, it needs injectors. So my friend went and bought injectors here, brand new, £250 a pop, and the thing still wouldn't start. So I went back to the scan tool and I still had low pressure. So what I then went and purchased was a false actuator kit, a DRV kit. I'll let you see it. So there it's there. I got that from eBay, and it says it says Delphi, but there you go. Delphi false actuator kit, and you get it does Delphi, is it Denso, Delphi, you name, etc. And you get little washers and everything. So I thought I would try that. £23 off of eBay, by the way. If you got it for the genuine Delphi, I think it's 300 quid. So what you do that, you put that into the end of the injector rail, which is in there. I think you can see that. So I put one in there, that's the blank one, and there's the one that came out. So that's, I think what you call that is a DRV. So that's a DRV valve, and that controls pressure within the rail. So when I put that in, I then went and cranked the thing over and checked my scan tool, and I'll let you see it. I've now got a pressure reading. I could get these wipers off, man. Right there. Them now off. So, you remember before we were only getting, was it 4,000 psi? So, I'll crank this over and let you see what we're getting now. So here we go. So there you go, we're getting 17,000 psi, far too high, so probably the injectors are cutting this thing out now, so it will only start. So what does that prove to us? That proves that we've got a good pump and that the injectors are holding pressure and everything else. You can see the pressure slowly dissipating there. So there's no need to check the pump in this thing. So a couple of things we could check, and I think actually let's reverse back. Simon Sherwood had chimed in when I posted the first video, and he says, Sandy, please check the tank at the back for to see if the two pipes are not clogged. So we need to check that, because what I've seen sometimes, you can be getting pressure, but it actually can be a mixture of air and fuel that goes through the thing. So that's not to say that we've got a good fuel supply, the very fact that we've got pressure there. So at least this is a cheap solution to working out whether you've got pressure, if it's your pump or not, or your rail. So there you go, we're slowly dissipating back down to a more manageable PSI reading there. So what I'm going to try and do is get another one of these valves. Well, I think we should check the tank first of all, but see if we can get a replacement valve, maybe. Well, I've never knew name to go wrong, to be honest with you. The DRV. I think D is German Druck, D-R-U-C-K. So we could try another. In fact, I'll tell you even better than that. We should check to see if we've got a 12 volt supply and ground through the PCM, because when this fails, it fails open, so it wouldn't build any pressure. So we need to check the wiring integrity actually. So I think that's what we'll do next. But I thought that was quite interesting and quite a cheap solution. Cheers. So this is me into the ground side of the DRV valve. So we've got 12 volts in at the red wire, so I cranked that and my 12 volts maintained there. So this is me checking the pulse ground that goes back to the ECU. So I'll let you see, this is no ideal, but there's nothing I can do here. So see, that is getting pulsed there at the moment. So we'll crank that over and you'll actually see the duty cycle change. Sorry, but I wish I had my longer leads with me, but I'll just have to go with this. Okay, you see that? So we'll crank that over. So you can see the pulse width there changed. And you can still see that we're keeping pressure up, but I'm just worried about the over pressurisation in this thing, because it'll no start. So we'll go with that. I'll take it back down again. We get a happy aim signal. Oh dear, sorry about this. again. So I thought I'd just go and do a little code scan. EGR solenoid malfunction, but look at this one, it came up, a P0340 camshaft position malfunction. You know about injector 1 because it's open circuit, but there's a timing jumped on this thing. Oh, see, should always check the codes first. I'll have a look for the EGR and injector 1. Well, there's injector 1, I just put my nod light in there to see if it was flashing even at high pressure, and it was. So, and there's the camshaft position sensor there. I need to pin that out, but I forgot my leads. But the very fact that the injector is flashing, it wants to go, so has the timing jumped? The other thing I was going to say, see when it's at high pressure, when you build up to high pressure, don't crank it over again immediately, because you'll end up hydraulic in the pump, it would lock up. So, because you're talking about 1200 bar of pressure within that rail, so you only want to do that momentarily till you build up to see if pressure is building up. But in fact, I never showed you the ends of these things. There you go there. See, it just sticks in where just to close the gap into the DRV, and there's various other ones there as well. So it works. Right everybody, so I thought I'd try this other test. So you can see I've graphed the engine speed and the fuel pressure, so we'll crank it over. So you can see we're only getting very low fuel pressure. But if I then go and take this valve and do a bypass test, so you can see I'm into the blue wire on here, so I'll just take it and go right to battery negative, and that would up the pressure. We'll then see what pressure we're getting now. I'll just crank it over. See, we're getting higher pressure, but we're still not getting enough pressure. So to me, that valve is definitely faulty. Should I really use fuse leads there, but that's proof of concept that valve is down. So the other thing I was going to do is check timing. And we can do that with AC volts, cranking, and taking a feed off of one of the injectors. I cranked it with that shortened out, it came up fuel pressure regulator malfunction. There you go, so obviously that's proof. I want to check to see if this camshaft code's causing the non-crank issue, the no start issue. So what I've done here, now this came from Simon Sherwood again, if you disconnect the fuel pressure sensor on this Hyundai, it defaults to 6000 psi. Now that is unusual because other cars I've worked on, it will not start. So this actually does, I checked the scan tool, and if you disconnect that, it does go to 6000 psi. So big thank you to Simon for that. So what I've done, I've probed into one of the injectors, anyone will do for this, and I've connected to the battery positive and negative lead. So I want to see if my timing is out. So what I've done here on the scan tool, my channel A is my battery voltage, but you can see that I've put it on AC coupled, right? So that's on AC coupled at 1 volt, and channel B is into the injector. So what we'll do is, I'll let you see the waveform after we crank this over, just to check timing. So I'll then stop that, we'll scan out. There we go, so we'll go into a bit of the injector. So you can see there, when battery voltage is low, that's when the injector is firing. So I would think is that the pilot and that's the main, it's just a wee bit after, but that still should start. That's just be slightly after top dead centre, but so the camshaft, I checked the camshaft to look at the waveform, and it was ideal. So maybe the timing is out just a little bit, but you can see it is after, but no much. Let me see, is that a bit? See that's in the bulb. That's in the ballpark, I would say. Oh, the wind's getting bad here today. So that was AC coupled on the battery voltage, and that's injector. So that should start, I think, once it gets a new regulator. So just for you, I'm connected into the camshaft sensor. So blue, white and yellow in these. So blue is my ground and my white lead going into this is the middle pin. So that's my, what do you call it, my up and down side, can't even think. So I'll let you see that on the, let's see, we've got a pulse here. So you can see we've got a good pulse there. Let's give ourselves a bit more time. Back. Go for it again. Nothing wrong with that signal. Give yourself a second. That's good. Definitely got a signal there. That's at 1 second. Let's get 2 seconds. Right enough, we should do a cam crank relationship. Nice and consistent. Oh, what was that at the end there? There we go. Well, that's a good signal anyway. Nothing wrong with that camshaft sensor. The other thing I'm going to say into this sensor, it's actually got a 12 volt supply. Let's see, I'll take this one out. Oh, right there. So that's, well, believe me, the middle pin, the yellow lead, it supplies that with 12 volts and it comes down to 5. So I think we're going to call time on this valve here, but I think we've done all the tests we can do. Cheers.